Okay, this is take two. My other memory was the green Goodyear bicycle that you got for your birthday. Oh, it was so cool. I loved it. I loved it. But it wasn't like Christine's. And so because of that, I never got a green Goodyear bicycle. Thanks a lot, Margaret. That was a really nice bike.
I remember when Dad bought a car for Margaret and Richard. It was a Karmann Ghia, and I had to go up to Bloomington, Minnesota and pick it up and drive it home. And Margaret and Richard would always fight over the Karmann Ghia, who's going to drive it. And I don't know if this is a fact, but I know Margaret's been accused of not putting oil in it, and blew up the engine. And another quick memory, I remember Margaret and her best sidekick, Mary Beth Greenan. Boy, what a pair that was. And they used to love to hang on at Krautmann's grocery store with Leonard and the gang. They just happened to be the Jews in the neighborhood. And of course Mary Beth, anyway, we won't go there. We'll leave it at that. Mary Beth Greenan.
Hi, I'm Richard, and I'm a year younger than Margaret, and I have a lot of memories of Margaret. One of my first memories was when she took me next door to Mrs. Lake's house and put me up on the counter and they fed me cookies in Cedar Falls. And another one was when she instilled a lifelong fear of dogs, because there was a dog on a chain barking in Cedar Falls, and she convinced me that the dog was going to kill me, and she drugged me home crying. Oh boy, I have a lot of memories. There was the time that she did for Christmas when Dad had her name, when we drew names. And one thing she didn't want was a jigsaw puzzle, but what she did want was some special hand lotion. And so Grandpa put the hand lotion inside a jigsaw box and gave it to her. And Margaret, well, she kind of, it was a bad Christmas Eve for her. But she got over it. But 5 years later, she was as good as new. And I have some more. I'll come back with some more. I think I'll probably remember some. There was the time she got stuck in the pond in Clear Lake and nearly drowned, and Catherine Ann drug her out. And there was also the time she got a concussion sliding down the driveway in Mason City.
Yeah.
And nobody's entirely sure how they could determine that she had a concussion, but apparently she did. I'll think of.
This is Tim again. I just had a recollection of an incident we were living in Cedar Falls. Margaret must have been 4 or 5 in that area, and she swallowed a marble. And she was gagging on a cat-eye marble, and Mom was freaking out. And anyway, they dislodged it after she was unconscious for a short while. So anyway, that's it for that one. Yeah. Okay, you ready?
It's comfortable. I feel like Edward R. Murrow. Just give me a pipe.
Hold it, just do it. Got a cigar.
You think you're going to maintenance?
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, our trip to Okoboji. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Who was there?
Rick and Margaret and us. We rented this cabin at Okoboji. We went to Arnold's Park. It started out, Rick talked Gretchen into going on the big roller coaster when she was 4 years old. It was very traumatic for Gretchen. Well, Rick lost his billfold when he went on that roller coaster ride.
He had hundreds of dollars of bills.
So he noticed that it was missing when we were in the fun house. So this guy that was running the fun house wasn't going to let anybody out of the fun house Even if he had to strip search everybody, they were going to find that billfold. Well, he found his billfold, but all the money was gone, of course. So then we get home, and I don't know how we broke a ceiling fixture, but we did. I can't remember that one. And then overnight, somebody left the freezer. Now, these people lived in this cabin. We were just renting it for a week. It was their summer home. Somehow, a beach towel got caught in the freezer door, and all their meat thawed, and it was full. And as we're pulling out, Tom goes, "Vengeance is sweet." Now, if I can just get out of this chair.
We're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you very much. Bye.
Am I on? Okay, this is my third take. And another memory I have of you, Margaret, is you were the only one in the family that got braces, and that was really cool. Even though you didn't get them till you were a little bit older, that's okay. But it was so cool that you got braces. But after the braces came off, you got the retainer. And you would come to bed every night, and you and I'd say, "Shut up." Then you'd get the mentholatum, put it on your nose, and you suck at your shishes. It drove me crazy.
Did she have the head brace?
No head braces. Just that little retainer that you'd click in. So anyway, I do remember the retainer and the braces, definitely, and the mentholatum.
Anything, and it's really difficult. Is that on?
Let's give him some ideas.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you give me some ideas? Because I really don't remember. Well, I do remember family trips were not fun, and you were part of that, Margaret. Yeah. And
Don't believe that. How's that? How does that work? I remember.
oh, because we took them together. I really think that was probably a big part.
Family travel.
A vacation.
Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it. She had brand new sandals. Didn't like them at all. She threw them out the back window, and we stopped, and I think Dad found one of them. He wasn't at all.
Yeah, he's about
He
10
wasn't
years off
real
his
happy.
life, too.
Did she had to hop through the rest of the vacation?
No, I'm pretty sure she probably went up to Goodyear and got a new pair.
If you want to talk, get in
Oh
the chair.
yeah, wasn't that nice? Yeah. Oh yes, I'm remembering. I'm remembering Margaret taking me to work, grudgingly in my vehicle, and I stopped to get some cigarettes, and I went back out to the car. Only the car wasn't where it let me off. It was back home. I was somewhere between home and work, and it was cold.
Never told me that one.
Yeah, it was cold. I do remember that. Oh yeah.
I knew you two were close.
Nyack together.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was fun. Oh sure. Yeah.
Margaret was your tutor, wasn't
Oh
she?
yes. The first time, it might have been the only time, but the first time I remember going out to school with Margaret. Margaret was driving the car, and we ended up in the ditch, headed west on the north side of the road.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it worked out pretty well. No one got hurt. God,
We were co-eds.
memories aren't all they're cracked up to be, are they? Okay, thanks.
So, I remember when Margaret got her lazy eye. And the reason we found out she had a lazy eye is because I kept on yelling to Mom, "Mom, Margaret's looking at me funny. I can never tell if she's looking at me or somebody else."
Why does he remember his mom yelled at him?
And Mom said, "Margaret's always been like that. She's just leave her alone. She's a little bit different from us." Well, as it turns out, she did have a lazy eye, and she exercised it regularly after that, and she became a strong eye. She had a really, really strong eye.
She's left eye dominant.
Yeah, she is. Just one more memory.
He wasn't going to tell me because
Hey Margaret, we'll just have to have a girls' night out and share and talk about all the memories we've had. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it short and sweet.